episode of Speakers of Fightland is made possible by our generous patrons. Special thanks to our supreme and master speakers, Omega Cat Comet, Erisu Yamakawa, Alex Franco AV, Winebow Brood, Psyche, Azuta Starbreeze, Cletus Oreo, Nina Grimstarter, Lily Black, Bob CC, Mikto Rapentau, Sapa Chakwatol, Edwin, Arcadia Lunarshine, Umbral Wind, Quick Levin, Pamela Isley, Camille Grino, Elendriel Maximus, Codrith Novelist, Mira Miri, Suno Chicano, Celestau Notrell, Lazy Boy, A Wild Sarah, Luke Osborne, Pandaloo Stormarrow, Tex, Kylin, Anathus, Moonscar, Arthur Law, Beridan Derard, Psypup, Spencer Christmas, Noy Fafner, Cheshire Soltiri, Celine DeLune, Wubsta Wolf, Face on Masher, Severa, Circuit Barrakiel, and AJ Brainswordson. Support the show and become a patron today at patreon.com/speakersxiv. Thank you.
This is Speakers of Fightland.
Good evening, Eorzeans. Welcome to Speakers of Fightland episode 324. I'm Lakil Bravestone, and I'm joined today by Georgi Wiston, Mela Vanadar, and Rollo Des. Hello.
Hello.
It is November 5th, 2022.
Oh.
Wow, it's November 5th? That's like Guy Fawkes night, isn't it?
Guy Fawkes night.
Yeah.
Oh.
Remember.
I can't do this. I'm not going to force it. Look at my shirt.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that
You
shirt.
pointed at the wrong
It's got two horses. What's that mean? Who knows?
Mm.
Yeah. And a
yeah.
wheel.
Guy Fawkes.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, we have entered the dark season. The year is almost over. We have got in a month. In a month and 1 day, we'll be having our 8th anniversary. I
Wow.
think. Yeah, we December 6th is the anniversary.
They just
So
keep coming.
good lord,
Get
time.
ready for your 4th wedding anniversary to Mela?
Oh
Oh yeah, I had some good
Oh.
ideas this year.
Really?
Yeah, I've been
Okay.
thinking maybe this year cosplay theme or something like that, rather than just color.
Oh right, we had a
Okay.
theme list. Yep. The
Yeah,
wife.
because otherwise just another color.
The wife decides. Right.
Damn
so
straight she does.
in this episode of Speakers of Fightland, we'll be speculating about the live letter, which will take place next week. That's next Friday.
Yep.
Friday, yeah.
So that's our main story. We'll also be talking about patch 6.28, which released this week. Not much to talk about. It's mostly adjustments, but it's worth looking at. And of course, we'll be reading your MogMail, speakersxiv.com/MogMail. Send us MogMail. Thank you to all that have sent us MogMail. Stay tuned for the post show. We'll be answering the few questions from the syndicate that we have. And we also have a huge channel update, which of course most of you already know if you're a patron. Early access for The Fallen Rise of Final Fantasy XIV episode 11 will be out after this episode has concluded. So all patrons, gird your loins. Fallen Rise is back. It's been like, how long has it been since the last Fallen Rise episode? It's been like at least a year. It must be 2 years. I mean,
Been that long already?
I mean, if we don't count the addendum, which was silently removed, I think, yeah, episode 10 must have been like at least 2 years ago now. Good lord, time. It's scary.
I'm sure it was just going to be like 1 to 5 and that was it. And then
It was going to be 1 to 5. No, wait. 1 to 5. 1 to 5.
there was a big gap after that, wasn't there? And then you started doing the next.
there was.
set.
1 to 5 is like 1.0's life. And then,
Yeah, and then
5 to 10 is A Realm Reborn. Well, 11 will be the end of A Realm Reborn. At
That's
that point,
exciting.
yeah, at that point we've concluded that whole arc. And then in January for patrons, I think, that's when the Heavensward arc begins for Fallen Rise. So that's at that point we'll be dealing with that. I don't know how much longer it's going to go after Heavensward. I think Heavensward is the only one that's like worth covering because it's the first expansion. I don't think this is going to be a series that's just going to keep going for every fucking expansion forever. I feel like that's more like a Roar thing to just look at the individual bits or content that was released. So anyways,
at this point we're just on the Fall and Rise and Rise and Rise.
yes,
Yeah, there's no more falling to happen.
Well, you
until,
could-
Stormblood.
yeah,
I
you
guess.
could argue that Stormblood is where it starts to shake a little.
Well, that's plot wise.
Well,
Or like reception internally, because it received better reception
Mhm, yeah.
externally, and also it continued to just get more players.
Yeah.
That's true. All right. That's that. That's after this show has finished today. All right, let's jump into recent events. All right, in recent events, we'll start with a Tactics Ogre Reborn screenshot sweepstakes.
Yeah.
But I'm, good on them for shouting out the Tactics Ogre Reborn out November 11th.
Yes,
I mean-
that's right.
One of Yoshi P's favorite games of all time, if you were to believe everything he said about it.
Yeah, they did a
Yeah.
live stream with Woolhead.
They better be good.
It better be good. It is a good game. It already came out. I mean,
No,
it's
but
a good game.
Yeah.
I don't know much about Tactics Ogre, but the remake, from what I've read,
Oh.
it looks quite decent. It has like
Oh, okay.
it has like a rewind thing in battle, like I think Fire
Oh.
Emblem and stuff. So
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
right.
nice.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, so celebrate or commemorate the release of the it's a remaster or is it a
It's a
Wait,
Remaster.
it's fully voiced now. It has changes to the environment and stuff. It's fully 3D environment, I think, but
Yeah.
2D sprites. I'd call it a
It's not a
Yeah.
Re-
right?
Yeah, it's
I
just a remaster. Like
I don't really know the difference. It's a bit of nuance between those two terms now.
Because
Yeah.
remake is like FF7 style remake where it's not even.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
when
that's a
they
whole new
that's when
game.
they start from scratch.
Yeah, but this is still.
It's the same
It's still
game,
working off the
but-
base.
Okay, right.
Sure.
To celebrate the upcoming release of Tactics Ogre Reborn on Friday, November 11th, 2022, we're holding a screenshot sweepstakes where we're asking our Warriors of Light to dress up in the Tactics Ogre themed gear found in Final Fantasy XIV. To participate, submit and tweet a screenshot of your character equipped with either the Valerian or Zenobian body pieces, which were recently made dyeable in patch 6.28. From the eligible submissions, we will select 11 random winners per region to receive a glass pumpkin, Tactics Ogre Reborn edition, and 1,111 random winners per region to receive in-game items such as the Great Paraserpent.
Should enter this. This would be so easy to win in the Oceania region.
That's true. That's almost the entire population of that data center. So that's
I'll be
Exactly.
because if I got a glass pumpkin, I'd be so stoked.
The glass pumpkin looks so shit. Why would you pick?
well, it does.
Why would
say
I pick? Because it's an exclusive glass pumpkin, Rollo.
the glass
Like, it's-
pumpkin?
Only
It says it's
44
just
of them will exist.
yeah, that's true.
Doesn't even look cool. Like,
Shut up! It's
well,
a pumpkin.
Well, the picture that's included doesn't it just say like example or like a sample or
Yeah.
something? Like it's not the finished product.
It's a cute idea, and
Don't
just
don't get the pump. Just get.
I'm
the-
getting the pumpkin.
Don't.
You don't
I-
get a choice. And
I-
to be honest with you, the fact that it's just random is very funny. It's just like whatever. We don't
Like,
care.
it's-
We're not gonna. It's not about how good your screenshot is.
Like and it's not even like a huge reference to Tactics Ogre. Like it's just a rare drop from a mob.
yeah.
Cute,
Well,
It's-
the glass pumpkin is funny or interesting because it's a physical item. Like
Mhm.
you
I
getting
know.
something real, which is cool.
Yeah.
The yeah.
In the picture,
Mm-hmm.
I like that because it almost proves that it's purely random. Because the guy on the left's outfit, I mean, he wouldn't win a competition if it was judged, would he? But
Yeah.
If he's wearing the right body paint, he'll win,
Yeah.
potentially.
Yeah. Of course, the in-game items, the Great Paraserpent, which is the umbrella, and Wrapped Present, which one's that? Wrapped Present? I don't know which one that is, or what that even is.
I
But
have no idea what that is.
that's
Oh,
there you go.
1,111 winners for each from Japan, North America, and Europe. Oh, it doesn't even exist in this region.
Aw.
Damn.
It's only some countries in Europe, though. Not all Europe.
I mean,
Yeah, because
that is
of course.
true. I mean, Square Enix has made it clear they have no mailing functionality in Australia.
No.
Australia is just lesser Europe.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
How dare you?
I'm interested to see what countries are allowed. Do they list them again as they usually do? Oh my god, they do.
Do they?
Price A and Price B. Oh, Norway is in there. Price A and Price B.
I'm
The
not
50 states of
surprised.
the United States of America, the District of Columbia and Puerto Rico, Canada, including Quebec, the United Kingdom,
Including Quebec.
Yeah. The United
That's
Kingdom, excluding the British overseas territories, Germany,
Excluding Manchester.
Germany, France, excluding overseas France, Spain, Austria, Norway, Finland, and Sweden. No Denmark.
Oh.
Yeah.
And Australia. Somehow. So,
Part of the
In
European
fairness-
one.
yeah, you can join
Oh,
in
actually, no,
Europe.
don't know.
Well, no, you can just
Oh, hell
join
yeah.
in any of them, I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's
Sorry, American
confusing.
Samoa. You can't join.
No.
Puerto Ricans can,
Okay,
though.
so I can join it on any of my characters, and then I just choose I want it on my North American character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In for price B, it's all of it. You know, I think most countries. Actually, Australia is not listed in that one. For price
Oh my
B
God, you
only.
can't enter anything.
Serpent, the Paraserpent's the one I actually want. I don't want the glass pumpkin.
Get the fucking pumpkin, loser.
Oh, wait,
Get
sorry.
the glass pumpkin.
Sorry. That what I read before, that was price A and B. The ones that can only get price B are listed in a separate list.
Okay.
Yes.
That's fine.
Yeah. So if you live
I
on,
don't,
yeah, go on.
I was just gonna say, if I win the glass pumpkin, I'm gonna be upset because I don't want it.
I want the glass
Paraserpent.
pumpkin.
What's really sad is that the first quote unquote country. This isn't a country; it's a territory. But the first one that's listed is Åland Islands, which is the little island between Sweden and Finland, which is part of Finland.
Aw.
They don't get the physical price, so
Aw.
I guess
Is
fuck
Denmark
you.
in the second category?
Let's see, Denmark. Yep, there it is. Denmark can only
No,
get
no,
price
Maybe they
B.
just can't ship to
Can't-
that for some reason.
No,
I guess so.
the Danish mail system is too.
It's fucked up. They don't
clumsy
understand what
to
they're
do
saying.
with
They
a
don't-
glass item.
Yeah.
Well, it does say physical items will not be reshipped under any circumstances which are being lost or damaged. So if you never receive it, you're out of luck. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, do I never finish? That is a word I always have to finish. I agree, AJ. Otherwise it is unfortunate. Country. Okay. So
Well-
if you need more of the rules.
The hard T is part of the second syllable, so you're okay, I think.
Okay, that's true. That's true. So yeah, all of the rules and all the stuff you need to know about it is on the lodestone. So if you have any questions, go there.
And there are rules, but remember, no effort is required. The winners are selected at random, so there is very little reason not to enter.
Right.
You can just post your ass. As long as you're wearing the gear.
Don't post your ass.
You can you wear the gear.
Why
wear
are
the
you?
gear.
Why
Look,
are you
You
so?
can be fully naked in game.
You can post
All
your
you
butt.
need is the body piece. You could wear the
Yeah.
body piece, and then on the bottoms you could have the 2B.
Mhm, You can
Pants.
do what you want.
You can post feet pics too if you wanted.
What?
This is great.
Well, no, because those require mods. You can post like
You can like clip it so it doesn't show little sandals, I guess, and just show little toes. So
But they're horrible in this game anyway, aren't they?
they don't look.
They
nice.
look like a hoof that's been carved.
That's true. All right, we're gonna move on to patch 6.28. There's not a lot to talk about, but there is some
Whoa.
stuff. With 6.28, there have been adjustments as expected to actions and traits. These are, for the most part, very minute number changes. Number go up though. For most
mostly.
For most of the classes. For warrior, fell
Numbers
cleave.
on plentiful have.
Sorry.
Okay, I guess start with warrior.
Yeah, we'll start. Fell cleave 470 to 490. And upheaval 360 to 370. So small little
More
jump.
unga bunga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For reaper, lemur slice. Lemur's slice. Potency has been increased from 200 to 220.
Lemurs.
That's funnier though. Come on.
Yeah.
Plentiful harvest.
I mean, it is.
Potency has been changed from 5. Oh, this is an interesting change. From 520 to 800 to 720 to 1000.
It's quite meaningful.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a flat 200. I thought it would be like an exponential increase in the range, but no.
No. Communio potency has been increased. I'm realizing I don't remember a single skill from Reaper. Potency has been
That's
increased
fair.
from 1000 to 1100.
That's the big skill that you do. The
No.
big sexy one.
Oh, yes, I see.
With
Yeah.
When you're Reaper form or whatever,
Mhm.
possessed form.
Yeah. For Bard, Imperial Arrow has been increased from 200 to 230 in potency. So 30 potency increase, not bad. For Machinist, which...
This is what we need.
yeah.
For machinists.
Heat Blast's potency...
Numbers.
180 to 200. Drill, 580 to 600. Air Anchor, 580 to 600. Wildfire, 220 to 240. And Chainsaw, 580
Per
to...
weapon skill landed.
Yeah, per weapon skill
Wildfire.
landed. Potency has been increased from 580 to 600 on Chainsaw as well. So there you go.
So I
Discluding machinists in parties up until the point they're the best DPS in the game.
Mm.
so I haven't seen whether or not machinists are satisfied with this. I can't tell if this is just like a band-aid or if it's like enough to make it in any way competitive with other jobs. They are not good enough. Okay.
Okay.
I'll take your
Well,
word for it.
there we go. Someone in chat
It's
said it wasn't.
a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of increases, so there'll definitely be a net generic increase in their DPS throughout
It
that
will
whole
be, but
rotation.
They have also said that like we are only getting number increases
Yes.
on this patch, so any like actual rotational changes or anything more advanced than just the changing of numbers will come in 6.3. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, bless them. They've been through several major changes throughout their life.
Mm-hmm.
R.I.P. Heavens with Machinist. Like 2 minute opener.
What the fuck?
No.
It was so ridiculous.
No.
You had to have like tentacles to click all those buttons.
I don't want to remember. For Black Mage, Foul has been increased from 560 to 600. Xenoglossy has increased from 760 to 800. You're getting pretty big buffs.
I love this last one.
This last one's very interesting.
Improvements to
very
Enochian's magic damage increase has been changed from 20% to 21%. This is
It might
Yoshi
sound
P.
like a joke, but like a flat 1% increase to your DPS output while you're basically doing anything is quite big.
Yeah.
It is very big. It just looks absurd.
Yeah.
I feel like this is
It'll
like...
look awful in the tooltips, but it's a very big increase.
Yeah.
Only Black Mage would get this change. People don't want to say it. There absolutely is the producer bias.
Absolutely.
You
Oh,
keep
like-
it to yourself.
Yeah.
Yolo.
Like Ninja would never get a change like this.
No.
Like
No.
Ninja's
Like,
fine.
I think ninjas could use a 1% extra damage
Mhm.
across all their. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've play tested enough to know exactly.
Yeah.
Like
There's no
Stay
way.
down, Ninja.
That's-
Stay
listen,
down.
we can have favorites. That's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay. I just want people to know the truth.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, right. Let's be real. Ninjas are it's difficult for them to get back into their rotation too, but a black mage, like if you get interrupted during any cast or you have to move a lot, think about the amount of DPS you lose. We need the big numbers to try and keep up, because every time you interrupt a cast, that's like a 2.5 second cast interrupted.
No.
And then you have to move and restart it. So,
Yeah.
black mage isn't easy to.
It's not. It's not just. It's not about like buffing your class. That's fine. It's that 1% increase. The detail here. That's
attention.
Yeah. It's very clear that
like,
Yoshi P was sitting there going like 1%. Yeah, that's what I need. I want 1% more, please.
It's gotta happen.
Yeah.
He just lost an ultimate by 1%.
Yeah.
Well, black mage is lucky because it has like a constant buff that changes its damage output. Not every class has that. Maybe they should.
Yeah.
True.
Okay, well, moving on then to Arcanist Summoner Fester. Increase from 300 to 340, so that's a 40 potency buff, yeah. Inferno, 700 to 750. The same goes for Earthen Fury and Aerial Blast, so 50 potency increase for the 3 Legos.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably good.
That's quite a reasonable increase.
Yeah.
Has Summoner been struggling? I thought Summoner was quite good.
Yeah, I thought so too, but
Sure, it's fine. I think they're following the logic they had at the start of this expansion of rather than bringing jobs down, they'd rather bring other jobs up.
right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It's a numbers go up patch.
Yes. For Red Mage, Enchanted, Riposte. God,
Riposte.
it's like I'm reading for. I have brain fog. I'm gonna. Oh, that's so good to just have that now as an excuse. I'll just say that every time.
It's
Yeah.
okay. It's just French.
Yeah, that is true.
It is French.
Yeah, potency has been.
You're
Yeah,
not alone.
that's true. Potency has been increased from 220 to 280. Enchanted, what? Swirchow?
Enchanted Zochow!
Swirchow!
Svechau.
Oh, are we German now? Like, what is?
Svechau.
Yeah, that one ain't French, I think.
Oh my god!
Svechau is German. It is German.
What the hell is this
Svechau.
job?
I don't know.
They're all fencing terms.
Pick a language, dude.
You know what a riposte is because you'd use it in like Dark Souls, but
Yeah,
they're
that's
all
true.
like sword fighting techniques for like long swords and stuff.
Blame the
Isn't-
fencing community, Lakil.
Yeah.
Isn't Zerchow? That's when you hold like a sword with your two hands, right? It's like the sword. part.
When the enemy cuts towards you, Rollo, his front 1/3 of the blade is received by the last 1/3 of your blade. This gives you stronger leverage to push his blade aside as you cut horizontally towards his head, as most opponents are likely to resist. And you can have a video demonstration on the Zwerchau.
Okay. Anyways, that move has had its potency increased from 100 to 150, but combo potency has been increased from 290 to 340.
That's good.
Yeah. Enchanted Redoublement has been increased.
Interesting they've increased the potency of the base ones, because that's usually a punishment to discourage you from like not being bad at your combo.
But it's still not
True.
good.
True.
No, but it's interesting to actually increase that.
Yeah. For Redoublement, potency has been increased from 100 to 130, and combo potency has been increased from 470 to 500. And for Red Magic Mastery 3, which is a trait, it now increases the potency of Enchanted Riposte, Enchanted, the one we talked about earlier, and Enchanted Redoublement. There. It increases the potency. Sage.
Number go up.
Yep.
Oh, this
Sage has got a fucking
they spelled it
huge.
wrong. Okay, they're fine.
Where did they do that?
They spelled it
Oh,
wrong
yeah.
in the Red Mage Mastery adjustment. They spelled it with 2 C's instead of 2 H's.
Oh,
Oh yeah, interesting.
Weird.
For Sage,
Zorkakao.
Phlegma 3 has been increased from 510 to 600, so a 90 potency.
That's a big
That's
phlegma.
Phlegma.
That's phlegma nuts.
There. It just has to be
Got him.
said. Yeah.
Bless that man.
That is a lot of damage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a big increase.
Yeah.
Does Sage need it? Aren't Sages OP?
Perhaps. Who knows?
Who knows?
Not I.
Yeah.
I'm claiming ignorance on this one.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I've not even unlocked them, so I
Can
have
we
no
not
idea how
talk
to
about
play.
this part?
What part?
PvP adjustments.
No, we're not going
Ah.
to talk about this, I think, because it's stupid.
Wow, that's not. What about our PvP?
I mean, the
community?
numbers are so wild in PvP. I don't even know what the fuck I'm reading. Like, Eventide for Dark Knight, potency's been changed from 10,000 to 20,000 to 6,000 to 24,000.
That's interesting.
Which is like, why weird range to change it to?
Well, you got nerfed.
I got nerfed?
Yeah, White Mage got nerfed.
Okay.
Your range has been reduced.
Wow. What is Miracle of Nature?
I don't know.
That's the one that
Great question.
that changes, like it's a transformation one. Disable. It changes them in the little.
Oh, that's
Kappa
the one that
thingy.
turns them
Oh,
into
into
little
the imp?
imps. I see.
Yeah.
I see.
That's good.
Yeah,
White Mage
I
is
see that. That makes sense.
The end of White Mage is hopefully not too far now.
What the fuck, dude? How fucking dare you?
Long have you ruined my PvP experiences with your stupid transformation techniques.
Damn.
Summon has been buffed, which is kind of wild to say. Summon is also incredibly OP in PvP.
Mhm.
Polymorph loser.
Yeah.
No
It's-
samurai adjustments. Interesting.
Just don't hit the samurai, Mela. Are you just like are you just fucking like? Oh, God,
here
hit the
we
samurai.
go.
He's coming right
Here
at
we go. Our
me.
resident samurai sympathizer.
It is like this man is walking towards you. You know what he's gonna do, and yet you target him with your highest damage spell
Yeah.
just to get it fucking reflected or whatever, increased damage. That's
Yeah.
on you.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
Yes, nerf samurai, please.
Okay. For Crystalline Conflict, Season 3 will end and Season 4 will begin.
This is not the series.
No,
just to-
this is
No.
season.
You still probably have a month left.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so.
In
Which
items.
makes it
Yeah, go on.
the second season of every patch cycle is so strangely short. I don't get it.
It's bad, isn't it? I would just have one season per patch as well, personally.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For items, these are all the items that are now dyeable for the
They're all the
sweepstakes.
Tactics Ogre stuff.
Yep. And
What
then
dungeon do these come from? It's Neverreap and Fractal Continuum, isn't it?
Sure.
Yeah, it's Fractal, Neverreap, and God, what was the other one? Shit, I hated it
Oh, it's
too.
also-
Just Fractal and Neverreap.
Oh, there's already a recolor. The recolors are from Castrum Urbania as well. Oh, I'd rather
Ah.
Castrum Urbania.
Ah, I see. Okay. Yeah. Also, worth mentioning that the new logical data center and worlds have been added for the North American region. That's Dynamis, with Halicarnassus, Madwyn, Marilith, and Seraph. So welcome to the world.
Welcome,
Freshly
friends.
birthed,
Yeah.
still covered in day
Yeah.
after birth.
Mm.
I don't
Good luck
know
getting
if
a
the communities or stereotypes have already established, but everyone go to Halicarnassus because it's the one with the name that is most different from the others.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
easiest to identify.
Yeah.
Go to Halitosis.
Everyone who works on that server has halitosis.
Yeah.
That's the new
Mhm.
culture.
I will also mention that one of the best things have been resolved. This one, the Omicron
thank goodness.
bugged quest, has
Oh.
been fixed. So
Oh yeah, I have that every day.
it's not going to say that it's completed when it's not. Yeah.
Tired of being lied to.
Yeah.
There is unfortunately no known issues section here. But yeah, there you go. That's patch.
No, I don't see how they would have made more issues with this patch, to be honest.
That's true. That's true.
Not even funny though.
It'd be funny if they were like,
I
there were
guess.
still things from the previous patch that they just can't fix. They're like,
Well,
well,
no, they would. They might very well could be. It's just that like they don't relist them.
well, I thought they
They
would
don't want you
have
to realize how bad.
because otherwise
No, I don't
people would
think
just
they
keep
do.
reporting them. I don't know. I thought maybe they would have to, because the goal then, when they put things in like known issues, the goal for them is to fix it in the next patch. That's otherwise. I don't know. Whatever. Patch 6.28. It's out now. It's not much. Yeah. No new
been
content.
Wild so far.
It's been crazy, dude.
I've not been able to log off.
I've been potencying all the evening.
I'm actually logged in right now, reading my tooltips.
I can't get enough of it.
I've just been creaming.
Right.
This patch.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, on a related note to the patch, not to what Rollo said. Most people, well, not most people, anyone that has essentially started the Omicron quests on the day they came out should be finished through the main story.
Yep.
It should be on the final set leading to the weird capstone quest that never really adds anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we're in 7.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm slightly behind, but I'm enjoying this quest.
I may be
it's
very behind.
Good.
I may be very behind. All right.
I would suggest that you do it and catch up, Lakil, so that when we talk about it, it won't be very out of date.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But we have a live letter next week, so I have a week, at least 2 weeks.
Yes.
Well, yeah, we were always going to wait a couple of weeks anyway, because not everyone is efficient about running these things.
The thing is, I forget because it's like in a place that I never go. Like I'm never in Ultima.
It's one of the few things that I log on to do, so I don't forget.
It is the same.
Okay, well, let's jump into some MogMail. We have quite a lot, so we'll be reading through a lot of that. So let's go.
Mario. Wow.
I thank you so much for that you play in my game. This is from Menesnan Ran from Lich. Hello, speakers. This is a lot of text, so bear with me. Hello, speakers. You needed some MogMail, so I added some questions here that I have wondered for a while. I was not sure whether to add multiple different questions in one mail or separate them, but I did the former. Feel free to skip questions. We never skip questions. How do the state system work in Eorzea? I understand that there are several city-states, but for example in Gurabania, how far do Alamigo reach? Is Alamigo another city-state that was limited to the locks, or was it across Gurabania and included other Ala cities like Alagiri and Alagana? 2. One of my favorite races/clans is the Zayla, due to the extensive descriptions and in-game exposure to their lore and subcultures. For that reason, Azim Steppe is also my favorite zone of all time. That made me wonder if we will get something like that again. For example, we know that Seekers of the Sun are split in many different tribes, but that is basically all we knew about them for a long time, and would it be RP unfriendly if they included more of those tribes now, when many players have had 10 plus years to make their own headcanons about their tribes? I know one can always say they belong to a different sect, but in my case I usually like to be loyal to canon as much as possible, and when I found out there was an M tribe, its history and community seemed pretty clear. I made it work for me, but it makes me wonder how players feel if their tribe or their clan/race got extensive exposure with new lore after so long of nothing. Thoughts? And 3. Do you think we will ever return to Hingashi? Initially, I did not care for Kugane. It was just a stopping point before we got to the actual story. But having done the samurai story and tried to go in-depth about its lore, I find myself really interested in Hingashi. And I feel like there is a lot of story potential there, like keeping the Scion's tradition of installing democracy everywhere but Doma. Is that possible, do you think, or will they keep Hingashi as a closed-off state and put focus on other countries, other continents, other shards, and other planets? Keep up the good work. Looking forward to the next Fall and Rise.
Other planets.
Whew. All right. Well, thank you,
Menemone.
No.
Menemone.
And Menemone. Yeah, whatever. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name.
Say whatever. That's their name.
Yeah. It's my podcast. I can say whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever if you have long name.
I love that. I feel like that's like a real Joe Rogan kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's my podcast.
It's my fucking podcast. I say what the fuck I want. Yeah. Your name is Mami Mama Mumi. All right.
Sorry.
I didn't mean that. You know that. All right. How do state systems work
That's
in Eorzea?
one person who will never be MogMailing again.
But thank God they gave us lots of content for this episode.
Yeah, let's split it between 3 episodes.
Milk it.
Okay, so the state system that work. So we've talked. This is like a very old. I feel like a long time ago we've talked about this. A super long time ago. It is a little unclear. We know that the city-states operate with like they have territorial claims. Like Limsa claims most of Vilbrand. So while Limsa Lominsa is the city-state, it's sort of like the capital, if you will, of the region. But it is a little complicated because they're city-states per definition, which a city-state traditionally is confined within the city walls, right? That's how a city-state works. But in Eorzea, it's kind of different because city-state seems to mostly just apply, like it's mostly the seat of power for the region, and then they have
they're more so just cities.
Yes,
to be honest.
Yes. I feel like city-state might be a leftover from 1.0 that they kind of can't get out of. In 1.0's like maps, you remember the cities that weren't finished, like Alamigo and Charlian, they had these generic icons with a city surrounded by a wall, which is very like classic city-state look. And I feel like that was like a concept they were running with originally in 1.0, but in A Realm Reborn, it's very different.
In 1.0, like, aren't most of like the things that aren't cities just like camps?
Yeah, essentially. Well, they have hamlets. So
Settlements.
There are
varying
settlements.
sizes.
Yeah.
I think the term city-state can apply though. It's a main seat of power within a territory that they own. There's always one city within the city-states. But it kind of works.
Let me pose this question then. So if you live in, let's say you live near Camp Drybone, where are you
within?
from?
So the seat of power is Uldar. So I was born in Camp Drybone, which is within the city-state of Uldar. Or the state of Uldar.
Dryboner.
Am I?
Yeah, I'm a Dryboner.
So you're not? Are you? Well, are you Uldan or are you Thanalanian?
Uldan.
Okay.
I don't think you'd say you're
Thanalan. Thanalan's.
Because
Thanalan's like the name of the land, whereas Uldar is the name of the sovereignty, I guess.
Yes, because Thanalan.
It's like a country could be called Blingsheim, but maybe the land was like the land might have a name and it was ruled by other people before Blingsheim came along or something. Like Uldar owns Camp Drybone.
Yes, there are
I think Uldar
banners everywhere.
Yeah,
so.
I mean Uldar has control of like a lot of things that are outside of the city-state as a whole. Like, for example, it has control over the Copperbell mines.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's just... I think having them all as city-states is slightly weird.
Yeah.
But I think that is something that's happened within history. And they are like blocks of land with the main city. It's just because they don't have multiple cities within their sovereign lands, I guess, is why it would be called that.
Chat brings up a good point in that, like, in regards to Doma, at least, like, even if for the people that live outside of Doma, the city-state, which is currently flooded, like, they still refer to everyone, like, as far as Namai, or, like, even that fishing village in the Ruby Sea, they're still called Domans.
Yeah, but Doma is different because Doma is actually referred to as a kingdom. Right? It is not specifically a city-state. It's not called the city-state of Doma. It's the kingdom of Doma.
It is a kingdom, but there is also a city called Doma.
Yes, that's true. But that's not unusual. Having a city called Doma is fine, but they had a chance to actually do it right with Doma. Do we have any newer, like Ishgard is not a city-state, right? Is it referred to as a city-state?
It is a city-state.
Oh, it is that would be a 1.0 feature anyway.
Ishgard, yeah, city-state.
Yeah. I wonder if if we ever get new because Dalmasca is also referred to as a kingdom, not a city-state. So it's interesting that I've always found it strange. I don't know if I would identify as a Leminson if I lived in the outer Lenosha.
Mm-hmm. See,
I would be
there.
Lenosian, wouldn't I? I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or whatever local equivalent would be, because I feel like in the fantasy setting, this is set in whatever kind of they pull from real life here. It's like not even borders are fully set in stone,
right?
You know?
Yeah.
No.
I'm sure you could draw a map and say the border is right here.
Yeah.
But if you went right there, they'd be like, I don't know, I just live here, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the main seat of power is down that way, but their sphere of influence, it really
may just
diminishes.
Be because we're in such a peaceful time. Maybe during the Autumn War, maybe you wouldn't have had
things were probably a little stricter then, yeah. But also you have to remember
Radz-at-Han is called a city.
Radz-at-Han is a city. Yeah, that's true. That's just a city. Interesting.
Within it, I mean, it says within Ilsabad, but it's within Thavner.
It is that's Thavner. You're Thavnerian.
There must be other Thavnerian.
Was Thavner just the island?
It's just the island,
right?
Yeah.
Within the continent of Ilsabad.
Because Eorzea is very
Then they also often refer to Thavnerian products as Hanish, even though we know that sometimes they don't come from within the city itself.
That is true.
Yeah,
Giant Skull is called Hanish.
Yeah, that's true. It's a little strange. I don't know how. Also, you have to remember that
it's not quite.
A lot of people that live in Lenosha or Black Shroud, they live within the same realm. The realm is Eorzea, so they would maybe refer to themselves as Eorzean, and then that they live in the Black Shroud. Why would you?
Yeah,
but
I think it's fair to say that the city state
it's the seat of power.
It's the seat of power within the region that it's in.
In the game, though, they do refer to them as nations as well. They are nations, so
they do.
They're a little confused.
It is a little. I think they want
Some
to get
of them
out.
Feel more like nations than others.
It feels like
I think.
It feels like they want to get out of the city-state thing, but it's impossible because the world lore is so set in stone right now. You can't really stop referring to them as city-states and then be like Ogredania. And Ogredania stretches all the way to North Shroud. That doesn't make any sense. So yeah, it's complicated. It's their seat of power and then their provinces that belong to that power.
Basically, city-state occupies whichever MMO-themed overworld area that it's in.
Yes.
Desert land, forest land.
Yeah.
And meadowy land, I guess.
Well, think about Garlemald. Because Garlemald...
They've ruined Garlemald.
Yes, that I know. But Garlemald was an empire, and the capital of Garlemald was Garlemald.
Yeah. Well, the Garlean Empire.
Oh, the Garlean Empire, sorry. The empire, the capital was Garlemald. If you think about it like Garlemald, it kind of makes more sense. You have the capital of Limsa Lominsa.
And then you have the small.
And then you have
places,
the Lominsan provinces.
like Corvos and the other ones.
Yes. Yeah.
Whatever else they have.
So maybe they do consider themselves Lominsan if you live. I
think they do. I mean, like if you went to someone, you don't get to talk to enough people in the overworld.
No, I don't know if I've ever seen anyone refer to themselves as like the nationality.
Like, they're all cultural.
Yeah.
Like for the most part, like there are some interesting pockets like Little Alamega and stuff, but for the most part, someone in like Upper Lenosha living in whatever camps are there will be a Leminson who is probably...
Yeah, you would. I mean, if you live in Upper Lenosha, you're paying taxes to Limsa Lominsa, right? So you're. I love that. That's my go-to. The taxes. You pay the taxes to Limsa.
Yeah. If you pay the taxes.
Law enforcement in Limsa. You know.
I'm just sitting in my little farm in my Outer Lenosha, picking my bog berries.
Yeah.
Berries.
Yeah. So there you go. It's very complicated, but I think we understand how it works. It's just very complicated.
I think they're just using the term city-state wrong.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
It just means whatever.
It's just the capital, essentially.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that's like, maybe in Eorzea, city-state is the equivalent word for capital.
Maybe. Yeah. True. That's
I mean,
possible.
it says a city-state is an independent sovereign city which serves as a center of political, economic, and cultural life over its contiguous territory.
Oh.
For example, like Monaco, Singapore, Vatican. I think it partially works. I think the land masses are quite large in this game.
Mm-hmm.
For them to be city-states, maybe, but
okay. Well, I
don't know.
that.
I think it's very loose. Can very loosely be one, but
yeah,
I don't know. They are quite large areas of land to be one city-states.
Yeah, like Ul'dah, like Limsa, I can get. It's just an island, but like Ul'dah has a lot of territory. It's weird for it to just be a city-state, but I don't know. If it was just the capital, then what's the name of the nation? Is the nation Ul'dah?
I guess so.
This is a rabbit hole that just gets deeper the more we start digging.
we can really just talk about it.
Yeah.
Here, huh?
Yeah. All right. One of my favorite racist clans is the Zayla. Oh yeah, this was about the adding
race change.
Lore.
I wouldn't be surprised if we get like a Lalafell held city, like in the Southern Isles, leading into whatever is part of 7.0.
Think about beautiful Al-Ra players.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they were available in Heavensward, and you never even saw their homeworld until like the next expansion.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a big change to the lore, because you were just thinking, oh, it's just some like, you know, scaly person. And then actually some of them live underwater, which is cool, and some of them are Mongolian, and some of them are like sea dwelling. There's a big difference.
I mean, some of them live as far as like western Ilsebard.
Yeah.
We're probably, there's a chance that we'll see some sort of Vieira like zone at some point. Just if we're to believe what was like suggested with Aaronville's Tales from the
Shadows.
Dawn.
No,
Dawn. Tales from the Dawn. Thank you. Tales from the Dawn story that was posted for the Rising. I don't know if we'll ever get a Seekers of the Sun zone.
No, they're dotted around.
Yeah.
No,
they do add them sometimes. Like there's the ones in.
Didn't we have
like near the Sagoli Desert and stuff, aren't there? And then there's the ones they added in Stormblood.
Yeah.
The most recent one we got was the M tribe in in
Urabania.
I mean, I could see us getting maybe like another here and there. I mean, there's
I like that they're dotted around.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting that they've all found these little niche areas.
We may get a Mikote heavy location when we eventually hit Mericidia, because supposedly they crossed the seas during the Great Freeze many years ago.
I want Rogadon stuff, but
I want
that's
the
also possible if we ever go far north.
Yeah, the Hellsguard. Yeah.
They're very, because they're from like the rock. Well, actually, we probably won't, because I think they're from Abalathia's spine, like the volcanic regions. But
yeah, I think so.
I'd love
the
to see that.
from Abalathia's spine. We're more likely to see the like sea wolves.
Sea wolves are from up the northern.
They're from Iceland, right?
Yeah. Iceland, yeah.
Iceland, yeah. Yep. So
Hrothgar's probably the one I'm interested in. Now that we've
I feel like they've gotten a lot. Oh, well, it'd be nice to see them, like, I
want to see them in their native habitat.
Right. Yeah.
Rather than just in Bostia. Well, rather than just in Bostia.
I like their silly little accents too. They sound like little funny men.
They're nice, yeah. Hrothgar's
They sound
really nice.
Nordic.
Yeah, it's just Nordic.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought aren't they like Icelandic or something?
Yeah.
It was the Vieira that was
Icelandic.
Like
Vieira are Icelandic, but I feel like it's specifically like the ones on the source that are Icelandic. I think the ones in in Northrend had more like it had Nordic accents from other countries.
Just generic Nordic.
Love a generic Nord.
There's one right next to you.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
Right here. That's. Is there any other races? Oh no, don't care about Well, actually, Dusk Whites. I've been talking about that a lot. Dusk White lore would be nice.
Maybe.
Bring Yes
If we
back
get
for that
out-
lesson.
Yeah,
If we get our Gelmora, maybe.
yeah.
If you get your Gelmora.
Please.
Just let me explore the Montoy cellars again.
Mm-mm.
I mean,
The full
when
thing.
you think about it, the Sildian subterrane is based on like assets they had from like, well, obviously they've adjusted them a bit, but like a lot of the assets take inspiration or come directly from 1.0.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we will explore things that they did take away in the transition from 1.0 to A Realm Reborn, and that's what's being made into the variant dungeons. So
Yeah.
it could be Gelmora, it could be some sort of the Montoy Cellars, which is a former Gelmoran like location.
They took all of that out, so yeah, they used to have the whole cellars, so yeah. We'll see. I think we are going to see. I mean, they're not going to stop giving us stuff like this, so
No.
no.
And they're never going to give us a new race, so they might as well explore the ones we've currently got.
Yeah.
Never new playable race.
No.
So last question was: do you think we'll ever return to Hingashi, or
Yes.
do you think they'll focus on other states?
I think we will at some point, because they have said that they have stories that they want to tell about like the other areas of Hingashi, and they might be more open to opening up now that like the rest of the world isn't in like open conflict for the most part.
Yeah, I want to go on like to Koshu and see the actual lands.
It is.
I don't want to be in Kugane only.
It is
It's,
strange
a
that we
vile
have.
place.
It is strange that we didn't haven't gone to Hingashi yet, because it is very prominent still on the map. So it'd be weird for us to never go there. I also.
But then in the other, like, I feel like a lot of the Far Eastern stuff got kind of done dirty, and like the Chinese zone is one zone, and then the Mongolian zone is one zone, and that's about it.
I think a lot of like not just Othard but Ilsabad got a lot done.
Ilsabad's
There's
got
so much left to
so
explore.
sad.
Like, yeah, Chad is bringing up Nagsha. That'd be cool to explore.
Evilise,
Yeah.
Dalmasca.
It's not, Nagsha's meant to be, like Yangshan Nagsha's more Chinese themed, which would be very nice to explore. And then I don't know. I feel like we didn't explore all the steps. There might be.
Do we
more
need
out
to
there.
go like? I mean, some of it is
And
like
there's
how
south,
much?
like
How much of
Dalmasca.
this do you want, my
I
lord?
mean, a large part of it
What do
is
you
a
want?
massive desert mailer.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to
Yeah.
explore every part of it.
Let's go
wanna
to
see
the
the
burn.
worm.
Yeah, let's go and look at the worm up close in a zone rather than just a dungeon.
Yeah.
You're not going to
I
get.
don't know.
We saw it in
The burn is a
Why would we
dungeon.
see it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why would we see like here is the worm in a playable zone now?
Yeah.
We've turned the burn
Zones.
into a zone.
It'd
Yeah.
be crazy. You'd lose your mind though if you saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd
What if
be
the
like,
whole zone was
I
inside
think
the
you
worm?
would.
yeah, absolutely. I'd be like, oh my god, they did it. The madman.
The
Yeah.
worm raid. It's the next ultimate.
Well, I think Hingashi is the best bet for the next oh my god, a place we'll go back to or visit for the first time. And I also think I still have hopes for Dalmasca. It was on the map with like a city symbol. It was in focus in a cutscene. Like I thought, it's weird for it not to be included. One day they're gonna release, reveal the whole map for us, and it'll be awkward to have like this very prominent kingdom that we never go to, which also applies for Hingashi, which is also strange because it has its own icon.
The thing is, I feel like they're going to hold back Dalmasca until whenever they can get Matsuno to write more again.
Yeah.
I don't think they want to touch like the 12 inspired lore unless he's involved.
Yeah.
I guess so, but like I don't know, just leave him in the dust now. Just get the south of Othard done and just Just sort it out.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
need his approval for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Just, he's done the Evilly series.
Yeah.
It's good enough.
Yeah.
That's like the main bit, isn't it?
That's true.
Because I think one of the biggest things I didn't like about the Evilly series was it was a little bit too close to 12 in like all the lore and all the characters and everything.
It was, but then it wasn't. It's like
No, I know
yeah.
it changed a bit later on, but like they don't have to make
like,
the southern, like the Golden Mora jungle or whatever. It doesn't have to be identical.
The whole Bosnian part was pretty unique as well. Like,
Yeah.
it didn't really rely on 12.
That's true. Yeah. Well, there you go. We'll see. There's still a lot to explore on our own planet. I don't like the idea of going off planet.
No more shards. No more planets for like.
Oh, we're going to space.
I definitely think shard travel is coming sooner than you'd like.
I'm so over it.
Interplanetary travel, I think, is less likely.
Yeah.
I say right now, when the trailer happens, and they're like when Shadowbringers trailer happened, that was incredible. But if they're like, go to the void,
it's like
again.
There's something about it that's like they just want to make new like wacky things constantly, and I think that if they keep doing that, this is going to be a very strange game after a while.
I agree.
Because we're going to abandon like our own world lore so that we can make new ones, and then we'll just have. Because remember, look at what happened with the first. Just kind of left that one in the dust.
Yeah, one
right
expansion
now.
done for that. It's fine.
So now that we threw that in the trash, and now we're going to the moon. We've gone to the moon and Endwalker. Going to throw that in the trash in the next expansion probably.
I'm going to say that we haven't seen the last of the first. Remember when, as much as Mela doesn't like it, Yoshi P has said we have not seen the last of Gaia. So
no, but that can mean anything. I mean, a side quest. Okay, fine. Maybe the side quest is actually getting her to the source, so we can leave the first behind even more. Just cut all ties.
Gaia is going to reconstruct Zodiac and bring about the rejoining all over again.
Yeah. She'll be a custom delivery NPC.
Oh, that's horrible.
Oh, shut up! I hate you so much.
At least that means she'll never leave the location she's in.
Vile human. Just for saying that.
Well, what I'm worried about is, just to finish that thought, is that I don't want, because we leave the first behind. The thing is, if you keep adding new worlds, that's what's going to happen to our world. That's what's going to happen to our world.
When they've run out of the worlds. I think they should add in planes of existence. So now not only do we have all the shards on like this, they'll have like the temporal plane where now there's 40 new shards.
Planes. Maybe one day we'll go to Graha's original timeline, Mela.
Oh, yeah. And then we'll have like an expansion where we do the Dragon Star conflict, right, in the past. And
no, I don't want that.
And then
okay, listen, admit it. I think a lot of you guys would like going to the Dragon Star conflict.
No, it's
as an instance.
I would like to see a cutscene, maybe. I don't
know. You gotta go back to the past. Samurai Jack, save the planet. So
I love Samurai Jack, but I hate that concept.
Go back and get his little planet.
No, the most I want from the Dragon Star War is something like the Stigma Dreamscape. I don't want us to be actually affecting history.
Right.
I only want, at most I want to experience it.
I already am quite against the weird forked timeline we've now created. I don't want to now be just altering the actual past.
There's so much to look at on our planet. We haven't even discovered we haven't even gone to all of the places yet.
Think about the deep ocean. We don't even know like 10% of what's
don't fucking remind me of the underwater zone shit. I don't care about it anymore.
Whole expansion underwater.
Little bubble with the settlements. Wow. Very fun.
In regards to shard travel, I've had a theory I've had for a while, and I think it would both make people happy in terms of not having to explore them very much, and also infuriate them in regards to how they'd be treated, would be the idea that an expansion involving shard travel has just each zone of the 6 zones being a different shard. So you only get a single zone per shard.
Interesting.
If that happens, I will vomit on you at FanFest. That is the most horrible idea I've ever heard.
I don't like that.
A little
That
projectile.
That is literally like Zelfatol times a million.
Mhm.
Like, oh my lord.
That's actually
Hey,
that's
they're zones,
criminal.
They're
That's
not
criminal.
just dungeons, Mailer.
No.
Oh god, imagine if they were and they just did every single shard as just one dungeon.
Oh, you know what? That would
I
actually be nice.
I mean-
I'd be like, thank God we're not going to get those as worlds.
The void is kind of like 2 dungeons right now.
God,
That's
it is,
true.
yeah.
That's true. Okay. Let's see. How are we on time? Okay, let's wrap here. I think. We need to talk about the live letter, or do we want to do one more? Maybe. Let's do one
more MogMail.
One more MogMail. Okay.
Get out there.
Yeah. All right. This one is coming. Also, thank you.
Menemone.
Menemesine. Sorry, I have butchered your name. I apologize. This is from someone. I can say this one. Cafe from Ragnarok.
Oh.
Hello, speakers. Do you think we're going to get Criterion dungeons from more than the 3 starting city-states in the future? Most likely we're going to get Nim from Lenosha and the lore behind the statue of the Amber Dragon from the Shroud. I'm kidding. We're obviously going to go to West Shroud. Anyway, what do you think? Will we ever see more lore from around Ishgard or from the Far East? Maybe even from other shards? We could see what the Sands of Amarang are hiding from us. Also, how does it feel to have kind of 1.0 dungeons back with all the branching and different bosses? Take care. Well,
How does it feel to have kind of 1.0 dungeons back?
well, okay, I guess. It's like
Seem that excited about it.
it's not.
Keel's response.
Yeah. It's all right. It's
Could be better.
I mean, we said it when we talked about the Criterion dungeons. I think was it last week or week before. But I like it. It's I like that you can choose your path, and because you can do it alone, there's no pressure from other people to be like, we have to go this way. This is the fastest optimized route. You can do whatever you want and go as slow as you like.
As someone that has now done every route, and I'm sure we'll have a chance to talk about that at a later point, they're not very different in time. Like, at most, there's only like a couple of like...
Yeah, it's...
Yeah,
like,
but
it's
when
barely
you're
a minute
farming
either
those
direction.
hot shards...
Yeah, there's that.
Well, the thing is, if you want to farm the pot shards, I'm pretty sure the best route is always to go the one that Nanamo takes, which that means that you can't even go most efficiently, whichever one you want.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
I'm
fine.
trying to think of what Ishgard would hold. That's an area of interest for me.
Well, let's start with a base question. Do you think we're going to get Criterion dungeons from more than the 3 starting city-states in the future?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think this content is proving to be... We've only had one. I think it's already proven to be relatively popular. So I think they're not going to abandon after this expansion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I agree.
I'm happy for them to go for the main 3 first because I think that's logical.
I think I know maybe what they can do with Ishgard, because there is a vigil missing.
Yes.
Dawn Vigil.
There is.
So they could possibly make that a Criterion dungeon and put some lore about like the calamity in there, what happened, how they had to abandon it, and all that.
Another fun example of people getting abandoned and turning into zombies. Probably.
Yeah, probably.
I wouldn't like that. That sounds good.
Yeah. For Alamigo. Oh, there's a lot in Alamigo.
Oh, there's
actually.
loads of tombs and stuff.
Yeah, they can do some royal tombs.
We can
probably
do some grave digging.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that.
Yeah, I can't really think of like any specific thing.
There's some tombs that exist in the fringes that like they feel like they should lead somewhere, but then they don't do anything.
Yeah.
So that could be potential fodder for
I'd like that.
future variant dungeons.
I
Yeah.
feel like there's a lot of potential for stuff on the first, honestly.
On the
As far as what's here.
first.
Yeah,
Okay.
like I think there's a lot of
Go
places
on.
to go. I think even just Ilmeg is a pretty good place because
Yeah.
you can be like, oh, you've entered the scary magical fairy ring. Now you're escaped from the evil dimension. Pick
Yeah.
more.
Yeah, it could give you. You could have like castles, more castles that have, or like other types of buildings that have been taken over by the Fae. That
Mhm.
like you're looking for history into. I can't remember the name of the kingdom that used to exist in
Oh.
in Meg,
Oh,
but like you
Yeah.
could be looking into their history,
Mm-hmm.
like someone from Vobert. Thank
Yeah.
you, chat.
Verba, yes, yes.
Someone in the Christerian could be like, I'm actually a lost prince of the Vobertan kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
That would
I
be
want
cool.
a kingdom back. Make it.
I can
find
give it
proof
back.
there's-
Yeah. There's also a lot in like there's that big fortress in Lakeland. I'm sure they can find something to do with that as well.
Laxenloft.
Yeah.
Axon Loft is pretty cool.
Yeah, I didn't even consider the first, but yeah, that's obviously something that can happen as well.
We could go deep into the dwarf mountains, the Durga Mountains.
Oh yeah.
I want to see some more dwarves. That'd be dope.
Yeah, they were fun. I liked them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of potential for more like Allegan stuff. If you want to like explain, you love Allegan.
Yeah, I do, but
You
we've
love the
had
Allegan Empire.
we've had enough, haven't we?
There's so many
I'm not bored of
facilities in
Allegans.
Are you not?
Azizlar that we haven't fully explored.
I'm
I'm
bored of
not.
ancients.
I'm bored of ancients too. I don't need no more of that. I
There's
don't.
like-
Allegans are fine.
There are all these like facilities in Azizlar that like you can only fly to and they don't really serve any purpose. Like there's the residential.
Yeah.
But like it would be interesting to see how Allegans lived.
To be honest, Allegans were maybe made worse by the ancients. I kind of just liked them when they were this technologically advanced ancient civilization and didn't have any ancient Asian designs about them. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I feel like that's.
I'm up for Allegan stuff. I always enjoy the aesthetic.
Okay. I'll accept it, but it'll be
I
like.
think I
oh.
prefer. I think technically I prefer Labyrinth's aesthetic because it's a bit more fantasy. But I think in this game maybe it looks a bit ugly, so maybe they should stick to the more futuristic design.
Yeah. What do you think? Like in the east? Do you think?
That the thieves. What's that? That weird thing that turned out to be a device to turn on a giant force field or whatever.
Oh.
The
Like the thieves something or other.
Yeah.
no, something like the House of the Coin or something.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Crooked.
Crooked
That
coin.
was also,
House of the Crooked Coin.
yeah, House of the Crooked. That was also Allegan. Yeah, that is true.
It was Allegan. That's true.
Yeah.
But that's like
Yeah.
nothing in the Ruby Sea.
No.
I wouldn't like to go there.
No,
again,
thank you.
But like
Nothing
Yangshan,
underwater.
like Yangsha has lots of like the dungeon we went to.
Swallow's
you know,
Compass.
yeah, things like that. That would be fine.
Mm-hmm.
And
There's also obviously
Azim Step.
Azim Step. There's also obviously lots of potential for Garlemald, which is like a huge, lots of unexplored areas there that we can, and lots of. I mean, that's a place that needs lore that we can get lore through a Criterion dungeon in Garlemald.
I would like that. We could sift through the ruins or go into like the Senate or whatever.
There's so much of the city we haven't explored.
Right. Yeah. So yeah. Also, I mean, the cafe did mention Amarang as well. I mean, obviously, I would love to see more of the firsts Ulda. Because I feel like that's the most mysterious one almost of all of them. We don't really learn much about that city?
There's so much.
Nabatha
I mean,
Ring.
Nabatha Ring.
Yeah, there's so much to learn about like the pre.
Yeah,
What
pre-flood.
did they call it when the light? Yeah, thank you. The pre-flood of light.
Yeah.
Norvrand.
Yeah.
Or
Right.
like the first in general.
I wanted that more than what the game gave us because it was
And-
already well designed set of kingdoms.
Yeah.
I like them.
And we know that even out in the empty, it's not all just like barren desert. Like we went to specific locations to fight all the primals that were like elementally aspected. So
Mhm.
like there are parts out in the empty. So we could be exploring like dead civilizations that were like taken over by the flood of light still.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yep, so there you go. Thank you, Cafe. Much Criterion Dungeons has given me lots of hope for lore. I hope I hope they keep this up and keep them just as interesting for the next ones. All right.
And I don't think I mind if they pulled back on the Criterion side of it and maybe just did a variant if they had to, if they couldn't.
If they can't
think
keep
of
up.
ways to do.
Weird that
Yeah.
Criterion is tied to variant, to be honest, because they're not very similar at all.
Right.
No.
True.
Variants for lore, Criterions for being a strong boy.
But I'd really like the concept of Criterion. I like the
I
idea
like
for
the idea as Criterion
man.
as well, but they probably could have just been applied to regular dungeons.
Mhm.
Yeah, they could have.
That's true.
But you know, it's a
Oh man, could you imagine if they did another Nier thing, like a Nier
No.
Criterion? dungeon?
No.
I would be so upset.
That'd be so fucking awful. I
That's
hate
a
it.
waste of. Oh no. And you know what? If they
Okay.
did that, it'd be like, here's the new Criterion or variant dungeon. It's Nier themed, and then everyone hates it, and then go, people hate the Criterion system. I guess
Oh,
we'll stop doing it.
no. We gotta stop.
We'll abandon
so
it.
I mean,
Yeah.
as Yokotaro says, if Square Enix gives him money, he'll do anything.
Don't stop giving him money.
Don't stop giving him money. You heard.
Don't stop.
No,
That's
Hero
right.
Brave
No,
said.
please stop. He has had enough.
Nier 2,
Pay him
Legend
in
of
kind.
Blue.
Oh God.
I mean, there is currently a Nier Automata anime being made,
Oh wow.
so he's already getting more money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
they milk that shit so hard.
keep distracting him so he doesn't remember 14. Just keep doing
Yeah.
that. All right. Well, there you go. Thank you, Cafe. Thank you to everyone who sent in MogMail. You can send in more at speaker6av.com/MogMail. Now let's talk about the live letter that's coming up this Friday. Live letter 74.
Whoa. XIV.
Yeah. So this is the first part. So you know how it's going to go down. He's going to tell us about what's coming, and then he's not going to show anything. So that's how it's going to go. Maybe we'll see a few. Well, obviously we'll see the title. We'll probably see the patch art.
Mm-hmm.
Probably
And
see concept art of like some of the dungeons.
yeah, and then we're going to see trial, and it's just going to be question marks.
Please don't do that because we already know where we're going with this.
Yeah.
Or do we?
Don't-
Yeah.
Well, yeah, if it's genuine, if it ends up being another one of the four fiends, and they initially show it as question mark, I'm gonna be very annoyed.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I say patch art. I mean like the logo is what
The
I'm
logo
going
design,
for.
yeah.
Or at least the
They've
name.
not done very good logo design since A Realm Reborn, but sometimes.
What?
I think it's just
I don't know if I
because
agree
the
with that.
style.
Well, they've become like just very generic.
Well, I think
No,
that's
They're more stylish now, maybe, but they're not very.
that's the
you know.
current style. That's
Yeah.
like that's what's in right now. Is that like
It's just simple. I like that
Mhm.
over the top MMO patch art.
Yeah.
Right? It's
Yeah.
good, nostalgic for me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's just quickly go through MSQ. We're not going to see anything during the live letter, I think, about the MSQ, but we can speculate maybe a little of where we're going.
If the fire member of the four fiends, who again I've
Rubicante.
forgotten the name of,
Rubicante.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It could be the dungeon could end up being based on that village that gets set alight at the start of 4.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
Where you take the
Nist,
bomb
or
ring?
whatever it's called. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have some. Also, we have remember we have the edgy. I don't remember her name. Oh, what's her name? Shadow. So there's definitely going to be Zero. What did I call it? Shadow. Same thing.
Shadow.
Yeah. So there's definitely going to be a lot involving her. What was her mission here right now? Like that's where the MSQ left off, was with her.
Which she's just recovering because she passed out or whatever in the void, and we took her here and we're like, we've kidnapped you against your will, but we're sorry.
Yeah.
We'll take you back if you want. Have some. And
she has no desire
apples.
to go back.
Right.
No, she likes it on the Easter rich world.
Yeah.
I think so we'll probably be fighting Rubicante in the void.
Mm-hmm.
Unless his plan involves breaking into this world.
Right.
So if there is the village thing on fire, it might not make as much sense on the void. Now he has this big plan that they were alluding to.
Mm-hmm.
And we have mentioned maybe it's actually a good plan and we're going to join up with Golbez at some point. But if it isn't, and it is invading our world, that could fit, right? He could invade a village and set it, be attacking it, and we join in.
Let's burn another Thavnarian village.
Yeah.
That's when Palikas stand.
Yeah.
Because they've not had much trouble recently, so.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of pointless to discuss the MSQ because unlike before, like Endwalker has made it very difficult to like speculate MSQ because I feel like they go different, like they do it on purpose now. Like they go like places where we don't expect. Yeah. But yeah, we'll see.
Do you think that the majority of the MSQ will probably be exploring whatever the dungeon is again?
Oh, that will be interesting to see. Actually,
that was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, because unless they give us like an actual like zone to explore or like pseudo zone to explore in the void, I just don't see how we can really like continue this storyline without something to explore in the void.
Right.
Yeah, we can't just go back to Zero's domain every time.
I guess this patch will show if they're gonna like keep using or doing that, like having that as like a narrative tool to like reuse a dungeon as like a world. I'm not against that. I like that in what they did that previously. Because
otherwise,
otherwise we will, like how they've done it before, is that we awkwardly have to find a way to teleport back to like a zone we already have, and then have a discussion there and be like, let's travel back to this instance. Like it's weird how they've solved it before now compared to how they did the previous patch.
This is a very specific request, but I would like it if they make it another zone like that it ends up being something similar to like the Grand Cosmos, where like you're going past rooms that are very connected to one another, but when you're exploring the dungeon outside, like once you've cleared the dungeon, they like take away all those annoying barriers that force you through a very specific route.
Yeah.
So that like it just feels more open overall.
Yes.
That would be nice.
That would be nice. Yeah, we'll see. I hope they do that. For Deep Dungeon, that's sort of like very up in the air. We don't really have an idea of where that's going to take place. We have thrown around
this one. I'd say that in the same way that I think 7.0 is the make or break of the future of this game, I think this is the make or break of the future of Deep Dungeon.
Yes, probably.
Palace of the Dead was brilliant for what it was, but then Heaven on High didn't really add to it, other than the new Pomander things, which were nice but not that impressive. This has to be like a whole functional change.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, I'm really hoping for maybe bringing some of those like lost actions or Bosnia actions kind of stuff, because I think that's so perfect for like a roguelike kind of experience.
Yes,
you could have it like each floor you could have random power-ups or something and like make a build for the run.
Just lean more into the roguelike stuff. Don't
100%.
I agree.
It could be really good.
We've talked about it possibly being on the moon. Are there on any other places where we've discussed possible location?
Elk piss.
Oh yeah, Elpis. It could be in Katisa's Hyperborea.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be in Katis's Hyperborea again. We've essentially already had a dungeon there. It would feel.
I mean, I do
repetitive.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
I do appreciate that.
But it has the
also-
technology that we know that would
It
fit
does.
with
Yeah.
it. But yeah.
I mean, the moon would be good too, but I suppose it could be.
but any-
The thing about the moon is that it's probably going to be made by the Loporrits, and I feel like we already get like that aesthetic.
I think
from
we've
the
got a
treasure
lot of
map
Loporrits.
stuff.
Smileton,
Yeah.
as well.
Smileton as well, yes. So I don't
And
want.
they've also been featured quite heavily, just as characters, all the time now.
Yeah.
And they're going to feature again heavily because they're the next. We know they're the next tribe quest.
Yeah,
Right.
so
The Crafting
Yeah.
tribe.
you know, maybe you're overdoing them a little bit. Back off
Yeah.
the rabbit people.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they could.
I don't
The
know.
Deep Dungeon is detached from like MSQ, so it could be anywhere. So it could also be on, you know.
Mhm.
Well, traditionally.
Thule could be fine too. Ultima Thule, because then it could be a Dynamis dungeon.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind Ultima Thule as a location.
That's
for,
true.
And then you can all be
For,
standing
Deep
AFK
Dungeon.
outside enjoying the music. Win.
Mm-mm. Yeah. Something Garlean. I mean, yeah, could be there as well. What patch did?
Garlemald would be difficult, I think, in terms of areas, but I guess like the city, like maybe there's like a bunker we find.
Yeah.
Mhm. What were you gonna say, Lukion?
When did Palace of the Dead come out? Like, what? Was that
Stormblood, wasn't it?
Stormblood?
No, it was
Heavensward.
With Heavensward?
It was
Okay, it was
three-
Okay,
Heavensward.
so there's no
It was
precedence actually
3.35.
that the tower or the Deep Dungeon has to be in the current expansions
it doesn't-
areas.
No.
Right. So it could be anywhere.
from somewhere in Norvrent.
Right. Yes. Yeah, the first could be a candidate as well.
Imagine it being based on the tower at Paradigm's Breach and their
Oh no!
empty,
Stop
speechless
it.
rooms.
Oh God. Something that's
What if
very
it's just next door to Palace of the Dead? We found another Galmoran pit.
Okay, well let's move on to the 24-man raid. Now that one is going to be exciting because
Yeah.
there's
This
some
one's-
we've kind of already talked about what's next here, but there's 4 new gods. Oh God, I always forget which ones we're waiting. Let's see. Let me just get the wheel.
Menfina, Halone. One more.
Yep, one
Nemea?
more.
It's following the wheel, isn't it?
Oh God, I can't find the wheel. Oh, there we go. So it's Nemea. No, wait, it's the sprout. The
Nothica?
Nothica,
Northica.
Althic, Halone, and Menfina.
Hmm.
Yes.
So
there we go.
Halone will be, Halone and Menfina. I don't really know much.
They're Earth.
Nothica's the matron. Oh, Nothica's the one from the Gridania thing, isn't she?
Yeah, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, but yeah, it's earth and wind. No, sorry, earth and water. That's
Yes.
That was Earth and Ice.
Earth and Ice.
Oh, sorry, earth and
Yeah.
ice. Yes, earth and ice. So
And then the last one will be Wind and Water. I think Althic's probably the one I'm most sort of unsure
He's
about.
a big
what they'll look
deal.
Like.
He's like
He's the
father.
original one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a big
Yeah.
deal. He's depicted as like a big man, I guess.
Yeah.
It says an austere emperor wielding a mithril great
Well, so
axe.
is
What's his weapon, sorry, Mela?
mithril great axe.
yeah.
But more interestingly with him is the fact that he's the god of space and time. So surely his fight's going to be absolutely
Well,
amazing.
Nothica's also, she's the matron. So these are like the 2 biggest like gods that we're meeting in the next one. I would
Yeah.
think they're the gods that it's the mother and the father. So big deal. We'll
I think
see.
didn't she? Well, because Nemea and Althic were like at the top of the tree.
Mm-hmm.
Nothica's far down in terms of like their weird.
They do have a
god
weird.
living.
Yes, that's true.
But I don't think her
accurate.
fight is going to be like, tender of soils and harvests, goddess of abundance.
Mm.
Just bring those sliders up, Yoshi P. But like, for me, I'm confident Althik, based on maybe Halone, will be the coolest fight. Some time.
Halone
Come on, dude.
has had lots of exposure in the story thanks to Heavensward, so there's going to be a lot of.
I mean,
yeah.
If we're following the wheel, Halone will be the final of the 4 of them. Is that not the case?
Menfina will be the final.
Who is it? Menfina will be the final. Okay.
So yeah, that's weird.
It'll be Nofika, Althik, Halone, Menfina.
Menfina the lover.
I think that's unusual, but
I mean, okay, let's just say that
where is Menfina associated with?
The moon.
Yeah.
She's depicted as a maid carrying a round skillet.
There you go.
Hell
She's
yeah,
also the divine lover of
on...
Oshon.
Let's make. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, but let's make something clear. We are only basing this on the fact that they've followed the wheel for the first 4. They can change the order.
I think this will confirm or not.
Yeah, but I think it would be cool if they followed the wheel for. I mean, that would make the wheel, in a weird way, makes the wheel canon, if you know what I mean, even though it means nothing. But, like, we meet them in the order that they appear on the wheel. That's all.
I mean, it's happened so far, and I think it would be a weird... It would be strange for them to do it in this order already, for the first 4.
Yeah.
Without any, like, just happenstance.
But I will say...
I'm quite confident in that.
It is strange to stop on Menfina, though. I would have expected Halone to be the final fight there, because she's like the epic one.
Menfina is the daughter of Althik and Nemea.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's very interesting.
Yep.
Very interesting indeed.
Okay. Well, there you go. That's the 24-man raid. Custom delivery. Who do you think we're getting? Who's the next custom deliveries?
Who's the next to be condemned?
Yeah, who's being cursed?
Yeah.
Lord Hien.
No, they wouldn't do any kind of like leader.
No, they won't. No.
Someone
Keeper of the entwined serpents.
The bunny boy? Oh, you mean
Aaronville.
Aaronville.
No, I feel like Aaronville is originally would have thought Aaronville, but I feel like he's now destined for to become more relevant in the plot, at least if I'm taking the Tales from the Dawn very
well. That would
seriously.
Be sad, because if he becomes an NPC, then that story is dead.
This is an easy one. Easy. Give me even the Watcher.
Oh, do you know what? Actually,
I'm not against that.
You could be right. You could be right, because he's without purpose now.
Yeah, he's like, what do I do now? I don't know. Bring me trinkets, I guess, and I'll tell you if I think they're cool or not.
Yeah.
He does feature in a recent storyline a bit.
I can see that.
I suppose he may not feature again in it, so it could work, but depends what you have to do to unlock it.
If you're talking about the same storyline that I'm thinking about, it's it's not like Monago doesn't appear outside of stories.
That is true.
That's true.
She doesn't get to appear in very significant roles, sadly.
No.
Yeah, I think I'd be okay with that. I think that's quite realistic.
Chat, bring up Sicard's not an unlikely one, in my opinion.
Sicard.
Yeah, Sicard is...
Sicko mode.
Maybe. See, I want Aaronville to really join the main party.
I wonder how he will, though, because right now our paths are nowhere near to
I think no, because
meet.
No,
right.
Okay.
The what are they called?
Gleaners.
They have now become an offshoot, essentially, of the Adventurers Guild. They do they're an outsourced Adventurers Guild. Maybe he's doing a task that we get involved in, and he's like, you know, I quite like this adventuring thing, and he just joins us for a bit.
Oh.
And then he,
also
stays with us.
He's been directly hired by Kryl before. I wouldn't be surprised if that's how he gets reconnected with us again.
God, I feel like we're going to
be on the key art.
I feel like we're just making this extra sad because what if he is the next custom delivery NPC?
It's always someone we don't want it to be.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we need to move on. So let's.
The lady from the Third Legion.
Very specific.
That's very specific.
Is that her name in game as well?
No, she has a name. I just don't remember what it is.
For Ultimate, because believe it or not, there's an Ultimate coming with this patch as well.
Allegedly.
And not allegedly. I mean, they've very clearly said.
They said it in the slide.
Yeah.
A while ago.
You know what they're like.
I mean, we'll be getting a big apology from Yoshi P if it happens again.
Yeah. Also, someone just mentioned Euless or whatever. Julius?
I don't think Euless is going to become. I don't think Euless is going to become a custom delivery NPC until we go back to pick up Alphino and LSA. I think as long as they're attached, like I don't think he's going to be dragged away somewhere else first.
Yeah, I feel like his story isn't quite done yet, so we need.
Yes.
Yeah, we need to explore him a little more.
I'm not against him becoming one eventually. I just don't think it's yet.
Yeah. All right. Sorry. Back to Ultimate. Yes.
Well, we know what the obvious choice is, but
Warring Triad.
Warring Triad, followed by Kefka.
Yes.
Followed by Kefka. But let's think outside the box. What about
I think it's
the War of the Magi?
Or something like new, something.
The War of the Magi.
So
explain.
Using things from the Mark 24-man series, and maybe from the Amdapori dungeons.
To make it like
maybe
a wholly unique setup.
You could fight on one side, or you could fight on both sides against just the abominations from either side. You could tie it into the Sin Eaters if there is actually lore there.
Well, I think the problem with that is that a lot of people would get upset that such an epic event is closed off forever.
Yeah, well, so was the Coil series, so get better, I guess.
Well, Coil...
Yeah, but now Coil, you can still...
I know.
Coil is very doable now, whereas Ultimates are, like, very difficult to do even still.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. But, you know what?
I would love that, but I think
I think Ultimate players deserve it.
Also, they realize the mistake they made with Coil.
Yes.
They don't want to do that again.
They don't want to do that again, no. I do like that idea, though. I would like... But I think it's going to be... They need to deal with something that everyone has access to currently and just remix it, which is what they've done so far. So, the Warring Triad. What else other than the Warring Triad? So, there's obviously...
I think we're likely to...
The four
there's 4 lords.
4 lords.
They're the 4 lords leading into and with potentially an actual fight against Koryu.
Yeah, yeah.
We maybe get to see it.
We do in a cutscene.
Okay. I just can't remember.
It's just a giant Kirin model.
Yeah.
That's why I was. Yeah. That's
He's so beautiful and majestic, though. Come on.
I've
repressed that disappointment for years.
This, I don't think this will happen anytime soon, just because it's so recent. An Ultimate series against all 4 weapons would be very cool, and then they could end it with like this unique model of them like Voltroning together.
Oh,
yeah,
that would be cool. That would be cool. Justice.
Yeah,
and the Voltron fandom in this one, yeah.
I would like a weapon series.
Yeah, we're probably going to get it one day for Ultimate, but. Yeah, for now I think
they make Ruby Weapon like in FF7, where it's just obscene, like it's just disgusting. Like the Ruby Weapon phase of the fight takes like 45 minutes.
Oh, you were talking about the
of
fight,
constant duress.
Right.
Yeah,
I see.
And it's just horrendous. But luckily, you've all junctioned a counter to Knights of the Round, so that goes off every 2 seconds.
Well, there you go.
I think another one I've thought about. I can't remember if I thought about this or if I've read this. Another idea would be like a Dragon Star War based one where you get to fight against like a series of like Omicron enemies, and then potentially even like in this like similar to how the Knights, the most recent one, had a captured Freysfelger. You could have a captured, what's his name?
Midgard
Sorma phase.
That would be interesting because we did fight him in that Omega. Was it Omega?
Omega.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That could be
So
cool. And we thought, yes,
have
it's like
things
an
like-
Omega Scape sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be, I guess. Yeah.
So you could have like a captured Midgard Swarmer. You could have an Omega fight. You could include things like a fight against like Sir, yeah. Like
Mhm.
there you could take bosses from the Stigma Dreamscape. You could take Key and turn that into like an
Ooh.
ultimate fight.
Right.
That could be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I quite like that idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, it's
But the
I would
but the
like them
one
to just.
but the one we are
Sorry.
expecting for to be announced is the Warring
Yeah,
Triad.
Warring
currently. That is the
Triad.
most likely candidate right now.
I'm expecting something that uses Heavenswood assets because I think
Yes.
we haven't moved on from making Heavenswood ultimates. We had 2 from A Realm Reborn.
Yeah.
We've had 1 now from Heavenswood. I'd expect another one before we move on to.
Didn't we
Stormblood.
have Alexander Ultimate?
Yes.
Oh, we have had 2
The
from
Epic of
Heavenswood.
Alexander.
Okay. It
Yeah.
is,
Yeah.
it is
See.
possible then we could move on directly to Stormblood then.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
I mean,
I don't know,
this
yeah.
could. I mean, a Four Lord, not Four Lords one. Sorry, a Warring Triad one would be like a bridge because Kefka is actually from Stormblood.
True.
Yeah.
True.
If it was the Warring Triad, then presumably it would be in the same order. So Sephiroth, Sophia, Zavon.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they could layer them. So like you're fighting Sophia, but Sephiroth's done in his big form.
God,
doing
can you
mechanics
imagine,
or something.
like, Sophia especially, her, like, core mechanic?
They'll make the arena just.
Oh, so you have to do, like, math on the fly to, like, figure out the weight, like,
Yeah.
while... Oh, goodness me.
There'll be like a divide one.
And there will
where it'll,
obviously
like,
be
do
new
proper
colors,
maths.
so new weights to deal with. Awful.
Oh,
And they could do it like
you could-
on Byragot where he moves the platform squares around.
Oh, yeah.
And you could also account for like maybe Sephiroth can mess things up by like the fact that like he can punch sides of the arena as well. So you have to account for that as well in your math.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This sounds like hell. This sounds
And
like
then
hell.
Zavon can add in Saw while it's all going on.
This is awful. Yep, so there you go. We'll see. Let's just quickly mention Island Sanctuary. Is there anything you want to be announced for Island Sanctuary specifically? Now, keep in mind we have talked about this last week, so let's not...
Mine.
QOL updates.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
please recover
UI.
all. Like pick up all.
Pick up
please.
all.
Mhm.
Just a simple button so you can just harvest in one
Pick
click.
up all and continue caretaking
Yes.
services as a button because
Please.
Yes.
nobody's going to pick up all and end, or at least very unlikely.
Mhm.
And certainly no one's going to just want to manually go through and select certain ones.
And even though I already know what the symbols mean now, make it so that when you hover over a symbol, it tells you what it means. That would be nice.
I know you mentioned Mines Mailer. I don't expect any map changes with 6.3.
No.
Right.
They didn't mention any map changes until 6.4, 6.5 from back in Live Letter like 68 or whenever they did the look forward to this expansion.
Oh,
That's fair.
yeah. Sprint toggle, please.
Oh, yeah.
What are we doing here with this action?
Maybe like 5 new rare spawns for the, to.
Oh yeah, new monsters. And
Yeah.
new ways of
New
gathering on
shinies.
the island, I think, is possible as well.
Yeah.
Another 5 ranks. I don't want another 10 ranks. Make it only
5 ranks is 5
Yeah.
per update's fine.
If there's going to be 10 ranks, I want a whole new area to explore. I don't want to explore. I don't want 10 ranks in the same area.
No.
No.
More cosmetics or like the more options for
yeah.
like the island design would be nice as well.
Maybe
Um,
some new stuff to spend calories on.
Yeah, because I think I've bought everything I want now. I don't really need any of the other stuff.
Oh, like maybe yes, really.
This is kind of like I don't know, kind of a selfish one to ask, I guess. But it would be nice to have a way to like plot some of the stock changes or like the market changes. I know at this point like the meta's already kind of figured out and people know what to do.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to game itself. But if you want to do it yourself, it's still pretty easy to know like how to do it.
Mhm.
It would just be a lot easier to if you could visualize it. Like, hey, the markets have changed like this because you sold this or because demand went down. or like that, or, this and that. I mean, I know it's asking a lot because, like I said, people are just going to do whatever the meta is now. But still,
market.
Yeah.
Well, market movements, unfortunately, Rollo, are universal. The only thing we affect is supply.
Oh yeah. So
quickly, I'd like some kind of the equivalent of like a watery paddock, the chance to catch fish.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or like sea creatures in general.
Mm-hmm.
Because the reason I say this is because I feel like I don't see how they could expand the pasture. They'd need to add a whole new pasture area for them to significantly increase the size at this point.
Yeah.
They've kind of locked it in on the map.
True. All right, well, there we go. We will know the answer to most of these things. Well, at least we'll have an idea next week, next Friday, that is. We will, of course, be covering it at the times. I think it's at a good time for me this time. I think it's like around noon.
Around midday.
It's the middle of the day, I think, for you.
Yeah.
So it's bad for Rollo, but he's got work anyway.
Yeah. It's anyways, the times are on the lodestone. I don't remember at the top of my head. I have brain fog. Right, we'll see you. That's it for today. We'll be back next week, same time, same place. Tomorrow, of course, Spooktober is over, so tomorrow we are returning. Oh, that reminds me that we need to discuss something. There might be something, but we're doing Crusader Kings 3 tomorrow, anyways. So
it's been so long.
It has been so long. I have no idea what's going on. But yeah, we'll see. All right, see you then, everyone. If we don't see you tomorrow, hopefully we'll see you next week, same time, same place. Remember to follow on Twitter at SpeakersXLV, twitch.tv/SpeakersXLV, and youtube.com/SpeakersXLV, ! Discord in chat. If you want to join our Discord server, if you're watching on demand, links in the description. Send us MogMail, speakersXLV.com/MogMail. And if you're a patron, after the post show concludes, give me 30 minutes. The 11th episode of Fall and Rise of Final Fantasy XIV will be available to you. So make sure you catch that as well if you're a patron. All right, we'll see you in the post show. If not, next week. Bye.
Bye.